everyone, welcome to Maths for Friday. Let's go check our learning intention and success criteria. We are learning that we can order the length of objects when we use a consistent tool to measure. Our success criteria is, I can order 5 objects from shortest to longest. Yesterday we found out that you need to use a consistent tool if you want to compare and order measurements. Consistent simply means using the same. So yesterday I used a pencil to measure all my objects. I'm going to use the pencil today so that I'm using a consistent tool. We're going to add 2 more measurements to our 3 measurements so that we'll have 5 measurements all together, and then we'll have a go at comparing them and ordering them from shortest to longest. Have a look now at how I measure 2 more things using my pencil, and then I'll put them in order from shortest to longest. The first thing I'm going to measure is the length of this knitting needle. I'm going to measure the length from this end all the way across until I get to this end. So I've got my tool, which is my pencil. I'm using the same tool that I used yesterday so that I'll have a consistent tool across all 5 objects, and I'll be able to then compare them and order them from shortest to longest. The first thing we do is to make sure that this end of the pencil over here matches up with the end over here. Okay, all done. That's 1 pencil long. Put my other finger here so I know where to put the end next. 1 pencil. 2 pencils. So the knitting needle is 2 pencils long. I've drawn my knitting needle just here, and you can see the red line showing the length that I measured. The knitting needle was 2 pencils. Draw my pencil. Long. The next object I'm going to measure is Teto. Hi everyone. So let's put Teto here. I want to measure from this end of Teto all the way across until I get to his tail. Do you see how his tail up here, if I put a line, matches up here? So I want to measure from here to here. That is how long Teto's body is, including his tail. So I'm going to put my pencil over here and make sure the end matches up with Teto. So that's 1 pencil. Put my finger over here so I know where to put it next. Now, is that 2 pencils long, do you think? That's right. It's actually only 1.5 because Teto's body finishes here. So I don't include this half of the pencil. So it'll be 1 pencil and a half. Here's my drawing of Teto. I've got my arrow showing that I measured from here all the way to his tail, and I could even do a little dotted line to show that that line matches up with his tail. Teto was 1.5 pencils long. So there's my 1, and now I want to write a half. This is a way that you can write a half. 1.5 pencils long. So here are all my objects that I have measured using my pencil. You can see my puzzle, my knitting needle, the box, Teto, and the boot. Can you see which object is the shortest object? have a look at how many pencils long each of the objects are and look for the smallest number. That's right, it's the puzzle. The puzzle was 1 pencil long. There's no other objects that are shorter than 1 pencil long. So in here, I'm going to draw my objects from shortest to longest. I'm going to start over here with the shortest one, and the objects will get longer and longer until we get to here. Our longest one will be over here on the right. The first object, which is our shortest object, was the puzzle box. So I'll draw that one over here. There's our puzzle box, our shortest object. I've drawn it this way so that you can see the length going up. Can you see which object comes next in our ordering? Have a look at an object that is a little bit more than 1 pencil long. It might be the knitting needle. That one is 2 pencils long. Can you see any objects that are shorter than 2 pencils long? That's right, Teto is only 1.5 pencils long. That is shorter than 2 pencils long. So Teto comes next. The next object was Teto. So let's draw Teto next to the puzzle box and make sure that his body touches that line. So there's Teto, and as you can see, I've drawn him like this, so you can clearly see that the length of him is longer than the puzzle box. Alright, we've only got 3 objects left to go. There's the knitting needle, the box, and the boot. Out of those 3, which one is the shorter object? That's right, the knitting needle comes next. Next is our knitting needle. Let's make sure that one end touches here and that the length goes this way. Okay, 2 objects left, the box and the boot. One of these objects is the longest object I've got, and the other one is the second longest. Well done, the box is 4 pencils long. That is the longest one, which means the boot comes next in our ordering, and after that we'll do our box. Now let's draw our boot next to our knitting needle. As you can see, the objects are getting longer and longer as I move this way, and shorter as I move this way. Our last object was the box. So let's draw it on the right hand side because it is our longest object. There's my box. I've also added labels under my objects. So it says puzzle box, Teto, knitting needle, boot, and box. I'm also going to label my longest object. That's this one on the right hand side. Longest. And my shortest one, which is the puzzle box, the one on the left hand side. Shortest. Now it's your turn. Go and find the same tool that you used yesterday and measure 2 more objects. After that, try and put them in order from shortest to longest and draw them in your book. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on Monday. Bye everyone!